Hello, welcome to SK Tech Zone. Today, Part 2 VMware Data Service Manager 2.1.1 Installation and Configuration. I have already downloaded the DSM 2.1.1 OVA file, installer file. Now, launch vSphere client, go to Administration, select Client Plugins, click Add, and select Local Files. Upload the files DSM installer file OVA. Click Next. So provide the virtual machine name. In this case, GitLab DSM 01. Select the virtual machine folder. I select DSM-VM folder. Click Next. Select the compute resource. vCenter cluster is the compute resource. Review the detail I and click Next. Select the target data store. Click Next. Select the management network. So yes, management network. Click OK. Click Next. Here provide the template inputs, applaince root password, confirm root password, and provide vCenter server name or IPs. In this case, vCenter server bitlab vc01 bitlab.com, and confirm the vCenter thumbprint certificate thumbprint. Provide vCenter administrator username and password. So you can use any other accounts which is having the VM provisioning rights on the vCenter cluster. Now coming to the provide a appliance management network IP, management network subnet mask, a domain DNS server, NTP IP. So if you want to join VMware customer experience program, click checkbox, otherwise uncheck. Select the associate vCenter server and review the template input information. Everything looks okay. Click Finish. Now the DSM appliance provisioning will start. We can see the progress by going to the vCenter recent tasks section. We can see the task started running. Deploy OVF template. It's a deployment OVF template reached 37%. We'll wait for the installation to complete. So the installation almost 98% now. Now appliance installed, appliance DSM client plugin registration also done. We'll see that DSM service manager plugin. So select the vCenter server. We can come and see that in summary, under summary, data service manager. So data service manager is showing under this vCenter server. Now we can start configuring the DSM IT infrastructure policy. Create policy and provide the policy name, IT policy 1, and the policy description, IT infra policy 01. So we can create a policy through VI console, or we can also create it through DSM admin console. So here I am showing creating policy through VI console. So here select the network for the IT policy. IP pools, you can pre-create IP pool or you can create it now. Also I am creating now IP pool 1 and provide IP ranges. In this case 192.168 11.11.7 to 11.125 subnet mask and default gateway. IP pool, I can see 9 IPs. Click next. And select the DSM folder where the provisioning will happen. Select the VM class. Here there are 3 classes already there. We can also create a custom class if required. I go with select all 3 default class, IT policy created, and verify IP pool. 9 IPs available in the pool. The VM classes 3 are there. Now permission. So in this case, I am creating DSM admin, email address and password. DSM admin will have the full admin rights for the DSM admin console. DSM admin account created. Now create the DSM user account. DSM user account will have limited functionality available for DSM console. Now we have done local user DSM user creations. There is an option to integrate directory service groups. So for this we need to pre-create the directory services settings first. Go to directory service. Before configure directory service, add the directory service root certificate. Click on the trusted root certificate, add. I already have a directory service root certificate exported in PEM format. Let's go and copy the certificate detail. I think it is under documents. Root.pem file open in Notepad. Copy the certificate detail from beginning to end certificate. Go back to the VI configuration console, paste it. Now the directory service root certificate added, status normal. Coming to the directory service settings, provide the type of directories, active directory, primary server URL, in this case bitlab.dc.bitlab.com, and port 3269. I have single server, I don't have secondary, I go with primary one, and directory server username and password. We will have access to the directory user groups. Provide the domain name, domain DN, and user attributes. Now we see that Active Directory has been integrated. Now go back to the permission section, click on the directory service group, create, select the type of group, in this case DSM admin group, which already pre-created in Active Directory. Now add a DSM user with this user group coming from Active Directory, DSM user group. Okay, now these two groups from Active Directory added here. Now we will check the DSM RBAC functionality, how it is working. Let's open the DSM console. So here DSM console, I am using the IP address 192.168.11.144, using that admin@bitlab.com user account. Login. We can see that able to log in with the admin credential. Now we see that admin account is from Active Directory. After login, it's automatically get added under this permission section user. Now we will check normal user login. So before that, I'll verify the DSM user group who all members. I can see that DSM user group Kalyan S is the member of that group. We will come back to the DSM console, log in with that DSM user, normal user, Active Directory user. We'll see the difference of RBAC functionality. Kalyan at bitlab.com. Password. Login. You see the limited functionality visible to these normal users. So this is how the RBAC has been configured for the DSM. Come back, refresh here, we can see that after user login, that particular account appears under this user as a LDAP user. Now we have done. So now the RBAC checking is done. We log in with the local admin user into the DSM console. We'll start verify the basic configuration and do the database provisioning. So I'll log in with the admin account. Go to the system settings. So system settings, yeah, all looks okay. Storage not configuring now. SMTP not configuring. We can see the directory service settings and trusted root certificate settings. Now go to the database. Now let's select the version and upgrade. Select data services. Now select MySQL. Click enable data service. Also enable PostgreSQL data service. You have option to have a preview option or release option. So I straight away select release options. Now these two templates ready available for provisioning the database. Let's go to the database. I'm going to create a PostgreSQL. Select Postgres and select database version and instance name, in this case PS cluster. I'm going with the single standalone node for this demo. Database name PS cluster, admin username, provide a admin password and DNS name. So bitlab dc, bitlab.com, and select the IT policy. Select storage policy, that vCenter default storage policy, and select VM class. In this case small I selected. Now I don't have a backup configured. Disable backup, click next. So create database. Now the database instance provisioning will start. We can see the progress going back to the, if you have access to the vCenter server, you log into vCenter, see the recent tasks. We can see that clone virtual machine, and also in the DSM consoles in progress, see the it is database VM takes few minutes to come up all the services. We can monitor the status here. DSM console, it's give the status of each stage. You can see the warning. So warning, don't worry. So this monitoring metrics will take some time to report properly. Click refresh, still shows in progress. Now provisioning done, we can see the copy connection string. So this is the string value used for connecting to the provision database instance. Now refresh. After refreshing, we can see this provisioning is ready for the connection. We copy the connection string to the notepad. Use that information for connecting the database. Now I'm using pgAdmin as a tool to connect to the Postgres database instance. I launch there. I am using the IP address connect to the instance. IP address 192.168.11. 119, we can see that PS cluster instance connected. You can see the status here. This just I'm showing, I'm not going inside the database instance. That will cover later session. Yeah, so we are able to successfully provision the PostgreSQL instance and able to connect to the instance. So this is how the DSM helps to automate the provisioning of the database. Thank you.